Hi there, my name is Richard Wolf, and today I'm coming to you from my bedroom to talk to you about how to tie a Windsor knot. The reason why I'm coming to you from my bedroom is that when you're going to put a towel on, you're generally going to do it in your bedroom or a bathroom, someplace where you have a mirror. I'm doing it in my bedroom because, well, basically that's because that's where my computer is. But I could do it from my bathroom, but to show you my bathroom would probably induce nightmares and post-traumatic stress disorder in the majority of people. Before I get into how to tie a Windsor knot, let's go over a brief history of the tie. Um, the tie can be traced back to at least 2,000 years ago to the first emperor of China. Now, this emperor desired that when he was buried, that all of his soldiers would be basically killed and buried with him, mummified. And one of his advisors talked him out of it, and they said, well, hey, why don't you just make these life-size statues of them? And these life-size terracotta statues all depicted the soldiers wearing some sort of scarf around their neck, and which is probably a tie, which they probably use it for a functional purpose of warmth. Um, but, I imagine they may have been getting dressed up because, hey, having to pose for a little while for a terracotta statue is much preferred over being mummified and put in the tomb with your beloved king. And then we jump forward to the 17th century where we see King Louis adopting the Croatian scarf out of respect for the mighty Croatian warriors. He enjoyed it. He thought they were mighty warriors, and so he adapted the style, and it became real popular. Um, Now, the Windsor knot, the thing what we're going to discuss, came about in about 1936 when the Duke of Windsor developed it. Now, the Windsor knot has many advantages over other knots that you may see. It is a wide knot. It's good for people with big necks, facial hair, um, little short necks like me. I look like I'm going to fall off balance whenever I walk. But you can't tell, but my neck is short and wide. It doesn't really, or to me anyway, doesn't look that big. But like I said, it's basically because of my watermelon noggin. So to sum up what we've discussed so far, the origin of the tie can be traced back 2,200 years to the first dynasty in China. We see it on the terracotta warriors. Um, then we jump forward to King Louis adopting the Croatian scarf as a formal attire. Then we get to the Windsor knot, which developed in 1936, and it has advantages over other knots because it helps for people with short necks, fat necks, um, facial hair. It also helps for people with the 50 Shades of Elderly Blonde like myself. And also, the tie was originally used for utilitarian purposes, basically for keeping the neck warm. But then it was adopted by the rich as a formal attire because they liked it. So basically what you have is the rich, the upper class people, seeing something they like with the soldiers, the um, lower and middle class people, and basically stealing their sense of fashion, making it their own. Now I'm going to walk you through this. The steps are fairly simple, and the best way to learn how to tie a Windsor knot is to practice. You practice this 2, 3, 4, 5 times, you'll be ready to do it in no time at all, and you'll have a presentable, professional tie. Now I'm going to take this one apart, if I can get it apart. I don't choke myself. A perfectly tied Windsor knot, you can take it apart, put it in front of you, bam, voila, straight tie. There won't be a knot in there. So what I do is take your tie. You'll have to learn what your preference is. Like you'll have to adjust for your height, and for me I have to adjust for my belly. I like to take the wide piece and make it almost as long as I possibly can. Okay, and here's what you do. You take the wide piece over the narrow, behind the narrow, and then up, through, see that? Then around. So I'm having to do this again because I messed the knot up because I wasn't paying attention. That will happen. Don't get frustrated if you happen to tie the tie the wrong way. So I like to take the wide end, put it on either side. It's not very difficult. You're going to have to learn to adjust for yourself how you want it as far as length. I like for mine to come down to the tip of my belly button. So since I have a bigger belly, I'm going to want this wide piece to go down almost as far as possible. So you take the wide piece over the narrow, around the back, over and through. Okay. And then you come around the front, over and through, and then straight across the front, through the back, take it down through, and I could edit this and make it come out to be the perfect little triangle, but it doesn't have to be. When you tie your knot, you can make adjustments, as I'm doing right here, to move it around, pinch it, make it to a perfect little triangle. You'll see a lot of videos on YouTube edited to show, a perfect tie. They'll tie it 10, 15 times before they finally get it right. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's not a life or death situation, but it's a nice, presentable, professional knot. I'm going to turn my collar down. And if you notice, I didn't have my top button. And that's basically, I said because I have a wide neck. And you can use this Windsor knot, a full Windsor knot. Double Windsor is a misnomer. The other Windsor knot is a half Windsor knot. So anyway, there we go. We have it put in there. You can adjust it. That's it. Hey, what happened there? Okay, I'm back. Okay, we did. Oh God. Oh, it was. And then when you take the Windsor knot apart, it'll come off perfectly straight. It'll be like, what?